Alright, y'all, man. It's your boy Humboldt 2 times for me. Back in that video, man, for me. Follow the Instagram at Humboldt 2 times. Now, look, guys, today's time we're talking about Him, the movie breakdown, the truth. Now, look, for up today's video, I want to give a huge shout out to the Most High in general for everything. I'm also giving a shout out to myself as well for wanting to receive this good information and give out this good information as well. I'm also giving you a shout out to everyone and to y'all that literally taking their journey out there to come rock with me, show me love, support, you feel me? I appreciate y'all, man. I love y'all. So much more love, always deeply. I'm also sending good positive energy, good positive protection, good positive feeling, and good positive energy towards everyone always deeply. Also, if you want to book a one-on-one consultation with me, just DM me on my Instagram at Humboldt2times. Let's go ahead and get more deeper to the video. The movie Him breakdown, the truth. Also, it's going to be spoilers in this video, by the way, about the movie Him. Now look, right? Yesterday, I went to go see the movie Him, right? Excuse me. Now, now with the movie Him, right? It's a very demonic movie, right? It's a lot of symbolism in that movie, and in the movie they talk about a lot of different things, and it starts off as just plain regular football, right? Or maybe so, but as you continue to watch the movie, the main character Isaiah, he starts to sacrifice himself to become the GOAT, to become him, right? And they take him to these parties, right? Well, he went to a party, right? And when he went to the party, he was with like the top guys, top people, right? Which basically means he was with the people that was basically going to help sign him to be the next best him in his generation. And he partied with them. They drugged him, right? And that's what they do at a lot of these parties. They drug you, and then they do things to you, whether you remember it or not. And he got drugged, right? And he woke up, and he was back at the trainers, the guy that the mentor Marlon Wayans that was training him, right? And he ended up having to fight, but he ended up fighting, Marlon Wayans, etc. But what the movie Him is really trying to tell the audience is that for you to be very successful, you have to sell your soul. And see, the thing is with Isaiah, he sold his soul, but he just did it in a different way. It's some people that may think like, oh, Isaiah, he didn't sell his soul because he didn't sign the contract at the end of the movie, which is correct. He didn't sign the contract at the end of the movie, but what is incorrect is that he did still sell his soul. He just sold his soul differently, right? Isaiah started to sell his soul once he started to do things. Isaiah started to sell his soul once he really got situated and got settled in at Marlon's place and was training and all that stuff, right? It was just at the end he decided not to sign the papers. And also at the end of the movie, the real higher up people, they got mad at him because he didn't sign the paper. And they was telling Isaiah, like, yo, like, sign the paper. Like, we've been watching you since birth. Like, since you were young, like, we purposely, like, attacked you, right? And we purposely, isolated you so we could get at you and we could, make you him. And, like, your father didn't just die. Your father, like, was in cahoots, was in contact with the higher ups, and he sacrificed himself just so his son could become him and become, the best of his generation. Like, it's deep, bro. A lot of people who sell their soul, they be built up for it, whether they even realize it or not. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's no coincidence when somebody sells their soul, right? Excuse me. And, and Isaiah, he ended up, killing the people that was telling him to sign off and stuff on the papers. But also in the movie, it shows you that if you want a lot of money, if you want a lot of attention, etc., you're gonna have to sell your soul for it. You know, and that's not always the case, but a lot of times that is the case. And with Isaiah, right? There's a lot of demonic stuff in there. You know, they had the Pentagon going on and stuff, or whatever that symbol was, and they wanted him to sacrifice himself, right? They wanted him to make sacrifices. They wanted him to, and they also talk about blood in there too, like how like every goat generation takes blood from the other goat's generations, right? And the thing is with like sports and just industries in general, a lot of industries in general is that they a lot of people sell out, a lot of people sell their soul, to get fame or to get money or to get attention or whatever the case may be, right? Or to get views on their videos or whatever the case may be, right? But it's a very interesting movie. The ending was kind of like it was really different because it's like he did all those sacrifices to become him and become the best or whatever, and then all they had to do now, was literally just sign some pieces of paper, like just sign a paper literally, and he didn't want to do it. And then guess what one of the higher ups told him? We'll kill your whole family, And that's the thing, like a lot of these people who sold, it was pressured into doing it, because this is where the manipulation comes in. Because before, a lot of times, if not all the times, before a lot of people would sell their soul, before they like sign off on it, they already had little like small tasks and small things that they had to complete to see if they was ready to actually sell their soul. See, with Isaiah, what they did with Isaiah was they knew about him since he was young. They was building him up his whole life. So then it was like, okay, playing college ball, he's finna go pro. We're gonna go ahead and give him the sign off, because once you sign off, you completely 100% sell your soul, right? You fully sell your soul once you sign off. Because I made a video a long time ago. You can go watch it. You just have to scroll through my videos. And I talked about writing your name and stuff that holds meaning. That's energy. That's magic. That's witchcraft. That can become witchcraft, etc. And they wanted him to sign it. So what they did was, all right, they gave him tasks, things that would make him sell his soul before he actually really like sold his soul on paper, right? So even before even though he never signed the paper, before they was even trying to get him to sign the paper, they was already like having little missions for him to do. So he already be in a routine of like what to do, like, and this is what they really be doing somewhat. Like they'll send certain missions people's way and tasks for people to do, so they already like used to doing it before they actually like do it even more, maybe, or do other stuff once they like sign off on them sheets of paper, on those sheets of paper. But the movie Him is it's a very deep movie, and with sacrifice, right? I've talked about sacrifice a lot on my YouTube channel. This is your life. You can do as you want to do, but like I've said multiple times, whatever you do, whatever energy you give out, that's the same energy that's always, and I mean always, gonna come back to you. And even though Isaiah didn't sign the papers, he still signed his soul. Once he started doing those tasks that they wanted him to do, he had already sold his soul. He just chose to sow his soul differently, unlike how the way they wanted him to. They wanted him to sign the papers and make it more official. You know what I'm saying? Because when you're signing something off that holds energy, And that's magic too when you're doing that. So be mindful of when you're signing off on something, right? Because that really can mess with your soul if you even have a soul, and it can mess with your spirit as well, etc. And you know, it showed people that a lot of times to become real big and successful, you gotta sell out. You gotta do things that you don't want to do. You know, you gotta do certain sacrifices and do certain rituals. You know, and the thing is when he went to a party and stuff, right? Not even the party, but at the end of the movie, notice how like some of them had on masks, like mask on their face, like a mask on their face. One of them had on a pig mask, right? You know, and what they're doing is they're representing bad energy. They're representing negative energy. You know, I'm not trying to scare nobody, but pigs are not real animals. Those are man-made animals. I don't recommend, if you're gonna eat meat, I recommend you to at least not eat pigs. I don't recommend anybody to eat. If you are not black, I don't recommend you to eat meat. If you are black, I don't recommend you to eat meat at all. You know, you know, because if you aren't black, you somewhat kind of do need meat. But if you are black, I don't recommend you to eat meat at all. But if you do decide to eat meat, I recommend you to not eat. Rather, if you're black or not, I recommend everybody not to eat pork at all, because that is one of the most nastiest meats to eat. It really is. No matter how well you cook it, no matter how well you clean it, whatever the case is, it's one of the most nastiest, if not the most nastiest animal to eat, and that's just real. But these are some facts about him, about the movie Him, and these are just some facts about it. There's a lot of other facts as well about him. You know, I did enjoy the movie. The ending was definitely different, but you know, they definitely put a lot of truth in that movie. But look, man, if you want to book a one-on-one consultation with me, DM me on my Instagram at HumbleUgly 2 times, and I'll catch up from us on the next one, man. Peace.